All right, now we got it. Sorry about that, folks. All right, well, I'll start again. Welcome, everyone. It's really great to see everybody here. I think you should be hearing me now, I hope. Yeah, Tom, you're right. Heath was at it again. I hope everybody had a great Easter. For those of you who might not celebrate Easter, I hope you had a great weekend. Today was absolutely gorgeous here. So let's see who we got. I hope you enjoyed our little opening act there. That was, of course, Craig Thatcher, and one of my favorite songs of his. So let's see. We've got Pirates of the Model Trains. Dwight Curley's here. Boulder Creek Yard. Steve Childers. Brian from Inked Rails. Heath from Humanity Junction. Steve 87th PSAP. It's great to see all you guys. Bang Got You Junction, Carl Braun. And Bill from New Fenris Railroad. Al Mars here. Andy Ambrose. Let's see, Dwayne's Fork and Spoon is here. Mark from M&M Rails. Let's see, who else do we have here? I think I said hello to Heath from Humanity Junction. Santa Fe Bob, good to see you. Anthony Dodge, the Model Train Outsider. Good to see you, Anthony. Okay. Cameron from Caboose 121. Good to see you, Cameron. And Greg from Midsummer Railway N-Scale down there in Australia. Good to see you, Greg. Chris from Go Veer Go Home. Chris was our first one in tonight. He was about 3 hours early. So I hope you had a chance to get your coffee, Chris. Cousin Vinny's here. Good to see you, cuz. Let's see. Who else do we have? Tom from Tom's Trains and Things. Thanks for stopping in, Tom. Sparky 107 is here. Good to see you, Sparky. Let's see. Let's see. Are you folks hearing me, or am I just reading old messages here? I'm getting sound here, so I hope everybody is. Okay, let's see. Where did I leave off here? Drew Steele's here. Joe Rader, hello. Good to see you. Nathan DeLay, good to see you, my friend. Let's see. Okay. I thought I was getting old and just lost my hearing. No, I think you got a few years for that yet, Sparky. The Train Freak, Jason is here. Good to see you, Jason. Catnuts at Southern Yankee Railroad. Thanks for stopping in. Freddie Model Railroad. Good to see you, Fred. John Wimbletrain. Thanks for being here. And Fred Wild is here. We got a couple Freds tonight. Roy Eltham's in the house. And I think I caught... Oh, no, I didn't. There's Lance from Weber Model Railroad. And Tyler from Lackawanna Railfan. Brian from Inked Rails. I think I said hello to you, but I don't want to miss anybody. All right. Well, I hope. Anthony, Georgia Sunbelt. I saw you earlier. Good to see you, Anthony. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Looks like we've got 34 in chat tonight. That's pretty good. I was. Hey, you're welcome, Heath. It just don't forget, cut me in when you win. I was kind of curious as to how many we were going to have tonight. It is Easter Sunday night. I didn't know if people would be spending time with their families or not. But it's not a bad turnout, 35. That's great. All right, let's see. I think don't see anybody else dropping in. So I thought tonight I would talk about the progress I've made on the N-Scale Railroad. I've actually made some progress. But before we do that, I have a rather overdue mail call. This was a prize I won on Hot Rod Rodney 25's Christmas giveaway. And poor Rodney had a heck of a time getting this to me. The post office couldn't find me at least once and sent it back to him, but we finally did. He finally did get it to me. Amanda Wilson is here. Good to see you, Amanda. Thanks for stopping in. And there's Dale, the highball and hogger. Great to see you, Dale. So, like I said, this was a prize I won on Rodney's giveaway, and I finally managed to get here. I actually got it about 2 weeks ago, but I decided to hold off for this live stream to unbox it. So I already know what it is. It is an N-scale caboose. Let me take it out of the box here. So, Steve, you're right. Amanda is here to keep tabs on Jason. I really don't know how you guys open these N-scale boxes. Oh, well, maybe if I took the tape off would help. Let's see. Ah, that works. So we have a Conrail N-scale caboose. Really nice shape. It's got horn hook couplers, but that's no big deal. I'll be replacing that. No, you haven't converted me, Heath, but at least, or I'll say you converted me, but only part-time. Yeah, Amanda, I'm sure you do have to always keep tabs on him. Anyhow, I knew this was a Conrail caboose, and my first thought was I was going to repaint it, but I would really feel bad if I gave poor Sparky a stroke. So I think it might just have to stay in its current livery. Hurry up now. You want to see? You want to see what? You want to see the caboose again, Sparky? But no, I'm not. I don't think I'm going to repaint it. I think I'm going to keep it in its Conrail glory. So I had to cut the schedule short at the beginning. I was having problems with the audio on that scene. I don't know what the problem is right now, but I cut that short. But they are the new schedules that we put up, and that's right, Sparky. I wouldn't do that to you. Like I said, I'd really feel bad if I gave you a stroke. So we'll keep it as Conrail. Yeah, I wouldn't want you coming after me, Sparky. Anyhow, these are the new schedules that we've been putting up. You've seen them on Heath's live stream and Jason's, and I don't remember if Rick had it up and Ray or not. It'll also be on Community Roundhouse this Wednesday on Brian's channel. It's the Iron Horse Route DNRGW. Digger Evans, great to see you, my friend. Thanks for stopping in. And there's also a standalone version on my channel. If your live streams or your shows aren't on there, please either leave a comment in this video or get in touch with me, send me an email, or you can get in touch with Heath with all the details, and we'll make sure we get it on there next time we update the schedules. Excuse me. So I did finish out my track plan. Let me see where I put it here. Where did I put it? All right, well, we'll come back to that. Like I said, I did make some progress this week. Anissa Johnson, great to see you. Thanks for stopping in. I haven't seen anybody else popped up. Again, if I miss you, I'm sorry. I do appreciate everybody being here. Anyhow, I did get some progress done, and it's kind of strange, but this time of year I can really get a good bit of work done as long as I'm at a point that I can take 15 or 20 minutes and at a time. I sit at my desk a lot, and I regularly schedule 15 or 20-minute breaks. So if I can run down to the layout and do something meaningful, I can manage to get quite a bit done during the week. Dave P., thanks for stopping in. It's great to see you. So I guess it was last Saturday I decided I wanted to get the bench work finished. If I can get the bench work finished, that's the messiest part of it, with cleaning up sawdust and all of that. So if I could get that finished, then during the week when I'm working, I can just run down and work on the layout. So I had when I first started planning this layout, I was thinking a hollow core door. Just the shape and the size of the layout, it seemed to make sense. Nancy, in the spirit of Colorado and Scalar, hello, how are you? Great to see you, Nancy. So anyhow, Jerry Satterali gave me, Uncle Wilmer, good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. So Jerry Satterali gave me a really good suggestion, and that is Restore, the Habitat for Humanity store. And there's Joey from Late Night Model Railroad. Good to see you, Joey. There is a Restore about 35 or 40-minute drive from me. So it's certainly not out of the question. But I really didn't want to kill a good hour and a half in the hopes that they would have the size door that I was looking for. I was looking for a 32-inch wide door, which is a standard width. But, Restore gets what's donated to them and what they can salvage. So, it's never guaranteed what they have. So I decided, if I was going to buy the lumber, I was going to spend about $40 or so. So I would just run over to Lowe's, which is about 2 minutes away from me, and pick up a hollow core door for about $45 or $50. So Saturday, I got up early, got my work done so that I could be finished by noon, and I headed over to Lowe's. I picked up I picked up the sheet of foam that I needed, and I went back to look at the doors, and they didn't have a single 32-inch wide door. So I was there, and as much as I hate buying their lumber, I only needed 4 8-foot boards. I figured in a store this size, I have to be able to find 4 decent pieces of lumber. Well, I went over to the lumber section, and I dug through the entire bin of 1x4s. There had to be 40 sticks of lumber in there. I found one that was absolutely perfect, and another one that was really good but split down the middle, and not another one that was even usable. So I moved over to the 1x3s. And again, I looked through the entire bin, another 30 or 40 sticks of lumber, and there was nothing usable in there. So at this point, I was pretty ticked off, and that's it. I threw the sheet of foam back where I got it, and I went home. And I did entertain for about half a second running down to Home Depot, but I figured, that's not going to be any better at all. So I walked into the house, I walked into my kitchen, and I took a look at my laundry room door, and I said, that's a 32-inch wide door. So it came off the hinges. I took the doorknob off. I cut 8 inches off the bottom of it and put the piece of framing back in the door, and my bench work is finished. You're right, Freddie. Home Depot does have better lumber, but that was another probably 12 miles away, and at that point, I was already not really fit to talk to. So the best thing to do was just to come home and take the door off the hinges and be done with it. It's actually a whole lot more convenient because that laundry room door was really just a pain in the neck anyhow. When I decided to sell this house, I can always pick up a door and throw it on there at that point. So I do have my bench work. Let's see. Yes, Heath, I did steal my laundry room door. That is one of the benefits of living alone. I don't have anybody to complain when I decide I'm going to take the door off the hinges. So here it is. Here's my my bench work. It's 32 by 72, which is about as big as I could fit in the space in my living room where I have it planned. So then I went and printed out my track plan. I did the track plan in AnyRail 6 and laid it out on the door because I really wanted to see this full size. Anthony, we don't have Menards here. I kind of wish we did. The closest one to me is Lowe's, which I absolutely hate. Hey, Frank, Steeler fan 820. Great to see you. Thanks for stopping in. So I laid the track plan out on the door full scale. I really wanted to see it that way. I've been having a little bit of trouble visualizing things in N scale. I'm used to visualizing HO scale, and I either end up allowing too little space or too much space. So let's see. John, did you know that Reading and Northern makes their own magazines? I'm going to be on the newest one coming up. I did not know that, Nathan. That's really cool. I'm going to have to look for that. I'd love to see it. Brian, Lowe's, I could walk to Lowe's. It's literally around the corner. But I really don't like that store. At least not for lumber, anyhow. Mark Santola, good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Tom, now that's convenient if you have both Lowe's and Home Depot a mile from you. I really wish Home Depot was closer to me. I like that store better, but I was impatient, so, and it paid off. I ended up with bench work that didn't cost me a cent. So here's the track plan, and the idea, which you'll see in a minute here, is I want this. This is a display layout. It's really just about trains running. When I'm done for the day and I just want to kick back and watch trains run, this is what it's for. It'll be in my living room, so anybody that comes to visit, I'll be able to get the layout running and just entertain people. I have kids in my life who are at the age that they're starting to have kids of their own, so this will be perfect. They can bring the little ones over and just fascinate them with it. So after I laid out the full-size track plan, Let's see. I never heard of a busy beaver, Frank. I would love to have a decent lumber yard around me, but we really don't. Um, so anyhow, like I said, I laid this out and to get the full scale, but I also wanted to cut out the river from the foam core. Before I glued the foam core down, it would just be a whole lot easier at this point. So you can see the river there, and it got moved, and I knew it was going to because it was just too close to the tracks at a couple spots, and I really didn't like the look, and it would have been a pain in the neck anyhow. So then I moved to cutting out my river. So this is, at this point, only roughly cut out. It will get wider on both sides, and it will probably, and it won't be quite that deep. That's 2-inch foam, so it'll get a little bit shallower. But I want to get the bridges built before I finish cutting out the river. So I do have. There's going to be 4 bridges that run across the railroad, and I did get one of them in this week. This is the Walters Cornerstone double track truss bridge. And if I go back to the track plan, that will be, of course, the bridge the double tracks going over the river in about the center of the picture there. I have ordered Kyle Stevens. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. I have ordered another open girder bridge for going over the river right in the front of the layout. That should be delivered tomorrow. And I ordered a through girder bridge for the bridge right behind that. That is Redbird Tony 2010. Great to see you, Tony. How are you? Hope your hip's getting better. Hope you're still running trains. If I need help with Walter's kit, Jason is a master. Yeah, he's also a master with decals, as I recall. I'll definitely keep that in mind. So the through girder bridge that I found is a laser cut kit. I've seen, all I saw was pictures online. The pictures look really good, and I've never built a laser cut kit. Pappy from Trigogling, great to see you. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Let's see. So the center is a double crossover. There's no grades on this track at all. So the only bridges will be going over the river. So, but yeah, that's a double crossover, and it's going to have to be something that I hack together, because I don't think anybody makes that. And I probably shouldn't have answered that question, because now I lost my train of thought. Oh, the laser cut bridge. Yeah, so this is a really neat looking laser cut bridge, and like I said, I've never put together a laser cut kit before, so I thought I would try it. I found it from, it's a small company. I think it's a mom and pop or husband and wife company in Canada. So it did ship out, but they're, besides being across the border, they're on the other side of the continent. So I'm expecting it towards the end of next week sometime. And I'm looking for one more bridge for at the very back. I'd like to get another truss bridge, but I don't want the same one. Well, that's only a single track to begin with. but I don't want the same bridge that I have there. I want like a Pratt bridge with the arch top. But right about now, finding bridges is kind of tough. So, like I said, this layout is designed. You know what, Brian? I have not tried Otter Valley Railroad. I really should give them a look. Sparky has mentioned them. I've heard other people mention them, and it just it slipped my mind. And Jason might have a truss bridge in mind. All right, Jason, that's cool. Let's see. Pirates always liked coffee table end scale layout. So this is a large coffee table. 32 by 72 isn't bad. Let's see. Yes, Heath, I am planning on using Pico Code 80. All of the turnouts will be Pico. That double 90-degree crossing in the center will likely be Atlas because I haven't seen anybody else. Okay, Brian. I'm going to write that down because it completely slipped my mind. I'm glad you said that. Otter Valley. So the double 90-degree crossover in the center will probably be Atlas because I haven't found. Pico doesn't make one. And there's two other crossings. There's it's a 60-degree crossing and I think a 25-degree crossing. I'm not sure if Pico makes them, so I might be going with Atlas or somebody else. Somebody else for them. But yeah, all the track will be Pico Flex and Code 80. So like I said, the idea of this is just to run. This is essentially a loop around a Christmas tree, but I can't be satisfied with a loop. So I wanted something a bit more complicated, and all right, it's good to know, Brian. Thank you. There is a double crossing in the center. The two tracks crossing the single track, right in the center of the drawing. Not Brian, Jason. But I am going to be looking for a double slip. And I might end up just making that out of turnouts. We'll see how it goes. Double slips are pretty expensive. So the idea is I wanted the trains to be able to run. But I don't want them running the same route all the time. I want them to be able to enter any given scene from one direction and come back on the other direction. The concept of this layout is it's just running. There's no operations. As you can see, there are no sidings and there's no industry. Tim from CP368, good to see you. There will be right towards the bottom of your screen. There will be a small passenger station for the occasional excursion train. Heath, I did this in AnyRail 6. This was done in the free version. I had to split the layout in half because I needed a few more than the 50 pieces that they allowed, but it worked. What are you going to use for the let's see, Anissa Johnson? What am I using for the river base, if that makes sense? Plaster Paris. Okay, there will be some of the foam that I've cut out will be sliced down and glued back in place, but I will cover that with plaster cloth and then plaster. If I need to fill in a lot, which I don't expect, but I'll use a little Sculpt-A-Mold to fill it in if that's necessary. And no, Jai, I'm not planning on crashing them. Yeah, Sparky, I'm actually getting to the reversing loops. So that was Chuck from CDP 1965. Good to see you, Chuck. Let's see, and I apologize. Oh yeah, Brian. This is definitely going to be made into a Christmas layout. I have some interesting animation and some lights planned for it, which I will get into as I get a little bit further along. But yeah, this is going to be something that I keep up all year round, but I do turn it into a Christmas layout for Christmas. Let's see. I think I missed somebody else's question. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right, Sparky. Okay. So yeah, I do wanted to be able to run around. Ian from Lehigh River Subdivision. Good to see you. But I want the trains to be able to come in and out in different directions and take different routes throughout the layout, just for more interest. I do plan on computerizing the routes, probably using JMRI, but I haven't really worked that out yet. So now there's actually, I'm not calling them reversing loops. Where's the staging yard? Yeah, unfortunately there isn't one, Heath. Staging yard will probably be in bins underneath the layout. When you first look at this, I don't call them reversing loops because they're not actually loops. There's reversing sections. They're kind of twisted and folded over each other. And there's actually 4 different reversing sections, which I will show you now. This first one here is fairly obvious. And there we go. So there's the one reversing section. The next one coming up here is also a pretty obvious one, which we'll come back over the river through the crossing, and right there is the problem area, of course. The third one here is a little bit less obvious, a little bit longer, but it is still a reversing loop. And here comes the fourth one, and this one is the least obvious and actually the most fun. So let's see, it loops over itself several times here. And there we go, there's the reversing section. The first reversing section is a balloon loop. Yeah, you know, you're actually right, Jason. So what I did was I drew this somewhat crude polarity diagram. As the Boulder Creek Yard, a wire rack off to the side. Hey, that works. Here is a polarity diagram. I didn't specify which color is which. Red being, one polarity, blue being the other. It didn't really matter which. And I didn't bother to try and color in the turnouts. John from Wimbletrain, thank you. Yes, I wanted different paths. I wanted the trains to be able to make short runs or long runs. And Heath, yes, I'm just about to get to the number of AR1s. If you look at the polarity, there's actually, even though there's 4 reversing routes, there's actually only 2 sections of track that are ever a problem, and they're the ones shown in yellow. So the one at the bottom of your screen, that's plenty long enough that will be no problem at all. The one at the top is a little bit short, so I'll have to extend that reversing section through that crossing. So that shouldn't be a problem. Might be a little interesting, but I'm sure I'll get to that. So really, as complicated number of routes and with all the reversing sections that overlap, it's really not bad. I should be able to get away with two with two auto reversers. I'm not really sure if I'll be using AR1s or what yet, but yeah, I will be able to get away with two. When I was originally thinking that it would be four, I was thinking that I was going to do this myself with Arduinos. But for just these two, it'll be just as easy and cost effective to really do it with AR1s. Thank you, Anthony. Now let's see. Brian from Ink Trail said, John, you should have a flat car hauling Christmas trees for our buddy Rick. Well, I'm definitely going to have to be hauling some of Rick's family, since it will be a Christmas layout. Yeah, Jason, you're right. There's a couple options that I have there, so I'm not really worried about that. And like I said, the other one, the one at the bottom is pretty simple. So, dead track and battery power. Well, yeah, you're right, Sparky. But then you're changing batteries and battery power. Batteries technology needs to improve before I'm willing to start doing that. Brian, Rick is supposed to be on the layout. Well, I mean, this is layout is set in Minnesota and snowmobile country, so I'm sure Rick and some of his buddies will be there. Speaking of Rick, excuse me, this being Easter, Rick had offered to dress up in a bunny suit. But then he sent me a cartoon of a guy in a bunny suit laying eggs. And that was much too graphic, and I still haven't gotten that picture out of my mind. So thanks, Rick. I appreciate the offer, but I really just couldn't have you laying eggs on screen with me here. There's a guy that works and that has a dead rail layout. Oh, I've actually heard of people that have them, but and you know, there's certainly something to be said to them to eliminate the wiring. But Roy Smith from N-Scale Union Pacific Subdivision. Great to see you, Roy. Thanks for being here. Yes, I am definitely considering the NCE AR-10s as well. I haven't actually gotten to that point, but yeah, that's on the list. And Amanda, I think we're all still recovering from the Christmas show. Melvin Fackler, great to see you. Don't be sorry. I'm glad you could make it. Let's see. Well, thank you, Chris. Yes, I wanted a lot of scenery in this, and I wanted interesting scenery. Towards the upper right-hand corner of the diagram, what is the max height there's the two corners, the two back corners will be the hills, but they're not going to be very high at all. And like I said, there's no grade at all on the track. The track's going to be all completely flat. Randall Ellison, great to see you. Thanks for being here. And that's this layout is really, I'm doing things that I had never done before, and one of them was never had completely flat tracks. So I just want to do something different that I've in all regards. This is N-Scale, which I've never modeled, which is about as different as you can get, at least to my way of thinking. So I'm just trying things that I hadn't done before. That's one of the reasons I'm doing a winter scene. I always wanted to model winter, but I didn't want winter on my main layout. And since this is really a Christmas layout, that. Thank you, Amanda. This is really a Christmas layout that I don't that I'm not going to be putting away. I figured a snow scene all year round was appropriate. So in the diagram there, the upper right hand corner, that is going to be you can see where the track there goes through tunnels. And that's going to be the snowmobile area. The area that I chose to model to put this is a big snowmobile resort area. So I figured that would be pretty cool. I could have a snow-related resort without having to have tall mountains for skiers. And the upper left corner, that's also going to be a raised area. The uppermost track will be through a tunnel. The two interior tracks will just be through a deep cut. And that will be all residential. And Roy, yes, I agree. I'm really interested to see how my HO experience helps or maybe hinders me here. It could present a few challenges. Sparky, I don't know if I'm going to have Santa Claus. Actually, I do plan a town center Christmas tree, and I just might have a few reindeer. I don't know if I'll have enough space for Santa Claus, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna get as much animation and as much lighting as I can on it. Thank you, Sparky. I do have a 3D printer. Right now it's tucked away because it's tax season and I'm using that space to work. But next couple of weeks it'll be coming back out. And yes, I'm going to be 3D printing some snowmobiles because I doubt if, well, I shouldn't say that. They might be available. I don't know. I've never seen them thanks, Jason. Yeah, I know Jimmy does a lot of 3D printing, and yeah, I'll definitely look at the plans that he has. But I've done some 3D printing. I did print I've printed parts for my glide up gate, the handles and the little finger tabs. That was all 3D printed and stuff that I designed. So I'm not concerned about it. I'm sure I will get there. You're right, Tom. When I going back and forth between the N and the HO is probably going to be a little culture shock. My life's tracks. Did they make N-scale Russell snowplows? I don't know, but I'm definitely going to be looking for a snowplow here. I don't have one on my HO layout, and since I don't have a snow scene, it really doesn't make sense. But I would really like to get a snowplow for the N-scale layout. Like I said, there's lots of new things here for me. Let's see, Roy, is your printer filament? The printer I have now, Roy, is filament, but after tax season, I am looking to get a resin printer. I like the filament printer, but the resin printers, certainly have their benefits too. PK&W Model Works. Hey, Bob, great to see you. No, you didn't miss it entirely, and thank you. Glad you could make it. Ray Central 127. Hi, I didn't see you earlier. Yes, that is a double slip on the bottom. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually use a double slip or make one out of 4 turnouts and a few pieces of straight track. But either way, yes, it will be a double slip. Will there be lift out sections? Just no lift out sections. No actual lift out sections. But maybe I shouldn't say that. There will be a couple small areas that get lifted out and replaced with the Christmas scenes. Hey, Jake, Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Let's see. Let's see here. What am I missing? John is the next Heath that will have a breakdown dealing with N and HO. No, yeah, you know what? No G scale, Brian, at least not in this, not while I live here. My backyard is nowhere near big enough, and I'm not as insane as Heath in putting it around the ceiling of my office or my living room or something. Let's see. Joey says, when I was going between my N and HO layer, I was always gravitated to the HO over time, then sold the N, but that's just me. Well, Joey, the HO is, and Helix, no, and Heath, no helices. Joey, my main layout is going to be my HO, and it always will be. This is just really, it's a display layout, it's a Christmas layout, and it's just something to stick in the living room. So, yeah, you're right, Roy. Resin printers will be much better at the N scale details, I'm sure. Let's see, Bob, is that yellow section an S curve or how? Bob, yeah, I was talking about the reversing sections I have, and there's actually 4 reversing roots, but they're not actually reversing loops, just the way they fold over each other. And the 2 yellow sections, the one at the bottom and the one at the top, are the only 2 sections where I'm going to have to be dealing with reversing the polarity. So what you're looking at here is a polarity diagram that I drew just so I could keep myself sane when I start to wiring this. Let's see. I wonder if I could find N scale snow. You know what? I never even thought about that, Steve. That could be a problem. Let's see. What else do we have here? Train Freak wants a layout running through our house. Amanda, when I was a kid, my father used to set up this massive layout every Christmas. It took up 60% of our living room and the entire attached sun porch. And one year, he and I had this great idea to punch a hole through the wall between the living room and the dining room and be able to extend it into the dining room. Well, my mother did tolerate, giving up her living room and sun porch for 2.5 months a year. But she just lost all sense of humor when it came to punching a hole in her dining room wall. The ironic part is we were the last family to live in that house. That house was torn down for a highway. So we could have punched holes in every wall we wanted to, and it wouldn't have mattered. Let's see. Joey says that he figured as much. He may have another N-scale switching layout down the road because I can't bring myself to sell all my modern N-scale equipment. Yep, I understand. Amanda won't let him build a layout throughout the house. Well, see, that's what I mentioned earlier, Jason. There is some benefits to living alone that nobody can say no to me. Let's see. So he's going to work on Amanda to get him to let him build a layout throughout his house. There you go. Tom's got it. Jason, just tell her it's only temporary. Let's see. 25 years can be temporary, absolutely. Let's see. All right. Well, let's see. Well, okay, we're... wow, excuse me. So if anybody else has any questions on what I'm doing here, if I've actually lost my mind or not, now's the time. Let me get rid of that. All right, Dwayne, good night. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Good night, Carl. I appreciate you being here. So if you guys have anything coming up, any contests or special videos, special video series, anything like that, please go ahead and tell us about it. Post it in chat. Let us know what's what's happening. Don't forget that tomorrow night at 6 p.m., Bob, yes, it is. It is a wild cherry Diet Pepsi. That's my favorite. Pappy wants to know if I'm going to animate any of the snowmobiles. You know what? That would be a really interesting project. I hadn't thought about it, Pappy, but I might have to give it some thought. Might be a little difficult in N scale though. Don't forget tomorrow night at 6 p.m. on Heath's channel. That's Humanity Junction. He'll have Modeling Monday. Sparky's got a layout update coming out in a few minutes. Good to hear, Sparky. I hope the Helix is going well. Brian from Inked Rails has a new layout update using real beach sand. Oh, cool. And Anthony from Georgia Sunbelt, his contest entries end tonight at midnight. So if you haven't gotten in on Anthony's contest, you're kind of running out of time. So after Heath tomorrow night, Heath usually runs for about 2 hours. Heath, make sure you post the link to your channel, so in case there's one or two people who haven't found it yet, they can find you. Anyhow, Monday nights, Heath usually goes for around 2 hours, and after that, at 8 p.m. is Tom's Trains and Things. And if somebody would post a link to Tom's channel, I'd appreciate that. I'm sure everybody here can find their way to Tom, but that's not taking any chances. Tuesday night is On Track Tuesday, and let's see, I'm thinking it's probably should be Redbird Tony on Tuesday night. And Wednesday at 7 will be Community Roundhouse. This was the one from last month that got postponed. It'll be on Brian's channel. That's the Iron Horse Route DNRGW. And we're going to be talking about all the responses to the Community Roundhouse Challenge. We had 26 or 28 of them. And we got some really good entries. So we're going to show some clips of that and talk about that. All right, let's see. Greg from Midsummer Railway just uploaded his first train show in 15 months. That's cool. Lackawanna Railfan just hit 255, and he's having a contest at 300. He's got custom headlight and railfanning videos coming out. Steve 87's got a couple of videos out. Let's see. Right. Tom who? Tom Doritos. Great. All right. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate you being here. It was a lot of fun for me. I enjoy it. Let's see. Yeah, Tom did quit trains. He's just going to do yard work. He's giving all his trains and Arduinos and stuff away, but he is keeping the Doritos. Stream tomorrow at 8:30. Oh yes, thank you, Tom. I forgot. Bar Mills Model Works comes on at 7 tomorrow, and they run, I guess, till 8:30. So Tom will be on at 8:30 tomorrow night. That's 8:30 Eastern. Let's see. Joey, we're pretty much winding down. It's been a really long few weeks for me, and I'm kind of surprised that I managed to talk this long. And Doritos. Yep, you're right, Jason. Let's see. I have to check that show out, John. I'll be sure to include the part where I fry my power pack running all those locomotives. All right. Well, folks, thank you so much for being here tonight. I had a great time. Starting to lose my voice here. And like I said, it's been a really long couple of weeks for me. So I'm gonna end the stream now. I appreciate everybody spending their Easter Sunday evening with me. Thanks Heath for posting up Barn Mills there. Thank you, Pappy. I appreciate it. So I hope everybody has the rest of your night is great and everybody has a good week. Thanks again, and I really appreciate everybody being here. Take care.